When you think of video games, what is the first name that comes into your head? Nintendo? Sega? Atari? Yeah, well, Atari is one of the greatest gaming companies ever made, which brought gaming to the home. Now, first off, let's talk briefly about the Atari 7800. Although it's a great system, it didn't do that well because the graphics weren't that impressive to sell to gamers at the time. So, unfortunately, it didn't do as well as hoped. So, Atari made their first 64-bit system, which is debated even to this day, which is the Atari Jaguar, or as it's pronounced in America, the Atari Jaguar. Let's look at the console itself. First, we have only one button, which is the power button. There's no reset option. At the front, you got two inputs: player 1, player 2. On the top, you have the cartridge slot, which is not protected, so dust can easily settle there, and it's a pretty bad thing. On the back, you have your power port. You have whatever this is, your AV out, and your TV out. So it's fairly straightforward, the system, and the design makes it look sort of like a spaceship. So if you put it in the air, it's like that. See, it's like a spaceship. Here is a controller for the Atari Jaguar. As you can see, it's quite a complex design. It's got these weird handle things at the back, which helps you to grip the Atari. You have this D-pad which goes in 8 directions. You have your pause button, your option button, you have C, B, A. Those are the common buttons you use, and then there's this numeric keypad. So it's like a phone, but it doesn't phone anyone. It's actually used for like games that require more than the buttons provided. So often the games include these little pads for Once inserted, you have more buttons to use, and it shows you what the buttons do for the game in general, which helps out. But it's a lot of buttons just for this sort of system. Really does complicate things a little bit, but it does help out if you have these. There were several accessories released for the Atari Jaguar, such as the multiplayer adapter here, which allowed up to 4 players to play a multiplayer game, and it advertises on the back that for certain games you could even have up to 8 players, but unfortunately no games were released before the system discontinued. So once plugged in, you can have up to 4 players to play the game, so it allows you to have quite a lot of fun if you can looking up to find additional 3 players to play with you. But unfortunately, only a few games are compatible with the Team Tap, such as White Men Can't Jump. So here are the games themselves. This is all I have at the moment. It's my collection of 5 games, and the cartridges are pretty weird in design. They actually have handles instead of end labels, or just like flat ends. It's just pretty weird. I'm not too sure why they went with this design, but what makes it the Atari Jaguar quite unique. So we have Cybermorph, probably the worst game for the system, Doom, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, Alien vs Predator, boxed, and White Men Can't Jump, which is a mint condition because I only just bought it. Okay, so we're having a look at what the console's all about and what it looks like. So let's check out some gameplay. Oh god. So this is how a typical Atari Jaguar game starts up, with this rotating 3D cube logo. Very nice. This is Cybermorph, possibly the worst game on the system, arguably the worst, but it's poor graphics, it's hot, slightly difficult controls, and an annoying green faced woman thing. So you get to choose your stage like in Mega Man, but that's the only thing it has in common with the game. You can also, from being third person, you can go to first person, which makes things interesting. I might come back at this at some point to do a more in-depth review, but for now I'll just deal with this one.
Where did you
That voice really is annoying after a while.
Where did you learn to
From your mum. Okay. So, next game. Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Typically it's a fighting game, as you probably would have guessed from the title. So, choose your game or your background or whatever. And you think you have a character selection, but no, you just play as Bruce Lee as far as I can gather. That's interesting. Other fighting games allow you to choose other fighters, but in this one, you can't choose fighter. Just Bruce Lee versus Bruce Lee. Who will win? Well, I guess we have to find out. And he got the power, and I get my ass kicked, and Bruce Lee defeated Bruce Lee. Do next. Possibly gamers' favourite retro game, next to games like Mario and Sonic. And this one is actually a decent version of the game, close to the PC version, I think. The only downside is there's no music, none at all, except in the menus or after you finish a stage. But overall, the gameplay is good. It's a really good version of the game. So just put some music on in the background, and you're all set for some action. Oh yeah. Next we have another shooter, Alien vs Predator. So you can choose between 3 characters in this game. You can choose either the alien, the predator, or the marine. So I think I'll quickly show you the marine first. This isn't probably the most fun because you actually have a gun to shoot people. Have a map system as well, which you bring up with the 8 button on the numeric keypad on the controller. You open up the door and whoa! Aliens! Whoa! Boom! Boom! Blast ya! Oh, this is fun. With the Alien and the Predator, it's slightly different because it's more stealth than anything. So often you'll be shot down and you just gotta kill them. You got a variety of attacks with the Alien, the claws, the second mouth, and the tail. With the Predator, you have more advanced weaponry, but still stealth. I'll probably do a more in-depth review of this at some point as well. Probably in an Alien vs Predator review. But it's a good game, so definitely pick it up if you have a Jaguar. Next we have White Men Can't Jump, the only movie license game on the list, and possibly the only one on the Jaguar itself. I can't recall if there's any other games that have a movie license. So this is a game 2 versus 2 basketball. And I really don't know what I'm doing here. I haven't looked at the instructions, so this is probably why I'm talking about. And throw and it misses. Graphics are a bit awkward, but an interesting game. So to conclude this review, what can I say overall about the Atari Jaguar? Well, it's a bit of an underrated system, like quite a few that I've reviewed recently. It's not for everyone, I have to admit that. It's not for everyone. If you're a serious collector, would I recommend getting this, or if there are games on there that you really want, such as Doom or Alien vs Predator, or games you can't get on any other console, then give it a try. But only for serious collectors though. Though if you want to collect games, the console's not region locked, so that means you can buy games from America, Europe, or Australia, or any country that's got a different region to each other. So you're not limited to actually buying in the UK, for example. You can buy all the way from America. So that is pretty handy if you want to get the game. So you don't have to worry about region locking if you can't find a copy here or there or anywhere. So yeah, it's a worthwhile system for serious collectors only. So hope you enjoy this review. So until next time, keep playing, but not playing.
exterminate?
What was that?
You are the Doctor! Exterminate!